Hey.
Hey, you guys. Wow, boobs to start off the show.
We're at a loss for words already. The AC
Welcome,
on
guys.
here.
I mean, Mistress Business is live. I can't remember the last time we've been live here, but you guys
know it's been a while since we've been on.
Mistress Candy, Mistress Lisa over there, and special guests before he embarks on a tour of Australia. That's a first. That's amazing. Sam Spade, Midnight Devils, and his lovely girl Carrie. Welcome to the show, guys.
Woo, welcome.
Hey, it's great to be here. Thank you.
I mean, look, we had such a fun time a couple months ago at Rock and Pod in Nashville. It was the first time we met in person, even though we've done all these interviews online. So that was really cool.
It seems like we'd met millions of times prior to that, doesn't it? Like,
it's
kind of like we fell in. You and I both. It was just, and we talk about it all the time. Like, remember back to Rock and Pod when we were just like hanging out and how much fun we had going around to all these places, not caring, just having a blast, stumbling around the bowling alley. It was so good.
I love that bowling alley. Oh my God, it's like a unique
alley.
place.
And then Carrie, we lost him. Remember, we lost him in the arcade because he found the Kiss pinball machine.
He would disappear in there for a while. That's true.
I mean, but let's start off talking about that. I mean, Rock and Pod. This was your first time there, Sam. Carrie, you as well. What a cool experience. What were some of your highlights?
For me, it had been a goal to be at Rock and Pod, and it was like one of those things where you see it on Facebook and you're like, all my friends are there. Why am I not there? And I told her that. I go, it's just like, it's been a goal of mine to be at this thing. It looks so much fun. I'm such a radio guy. I love radio, and podcasting is the next wave of rock and roll radio. Really, to be truthfully honest, and I can see it. Everybody can see it. So to be a part of that and kind of be on that ground floor of an emerging art form is so cool. And to have all those people there and the excitement level was just over the top. Meeting you guys for the first time, like, man, it was just, I could keep going on how much fun we had. It was like every minute we were just struck by it. Like, this is really cool. This is really happening.
It's interesting, right? Like, I mean, you're in this large convention and, you turn your head and there's somebody, but then you look behind you and there's somebody else. And I mean, next thing you know, you're shaking hands with Eddie Ojeda. Like, it's crazy who you'll run into.
And the funny thing, she is notorious at knowing songs and knowing lyrics, but not knowing band names or band members. And we were talking about it the other day, and she goes, yeah, the only one I really remember is Eddie from Twisted Sister. I'm like, wait a minute, all right, we're getting somewhere. So that was probably the cherry on top, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, and there
cool.
were so many highlights, and you said you're a radio guy. We put you on the spot for Tora Tora. How did that go?
You totally did. And I was like, I have no idea what to talk about. Luckily, we had done shows with Tora Tora and with Anthony. And the first time I met him was in Alabama, I believe. We were somewhere in Alabama, Huntsville. And I was just like, this is the nicest guy ever. He's really good at what he does. And I even said it over the microphone. I go, coming up next, the dreamiest lead singer you've ever met, Mr. Anthony Corder. And I truly meant that. He was so good and so nice. And then seeing him and talking to him, he remembered all that stuff. He remembered it. And he knew who we were. And that kind of, this is the reason that we do this. That warms my heart, stuff like that.
That's my mom. Hey, Mom. My mom is tuned in.
Yes.
And shout out to her. She is our sponsor for Rock and Pod, so she was the one that made this all happen.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
At a place like that, It's very easy to get starstruck. Carrie, I have a photo of it. I'm ready to show it if you're cool with it. But when you shook hands with Eddie Ojeda, I don't think I've ever seen a bigger smile on somebody's face. Check that out.
I was very excited.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh,
that was very, very
wonderful moment right there.
What were some of your other favorite moments, Carrie, from Rock and Pod? There were so many.
Yeah, it really was awesome. I think it was very cool to, as I've been along this journey or whatever, I hear the interviews, I help set them up, I'm doing the things, or if he's on the road and something gets canceled, I'm looking to see where the other bands were so that we can find a venue or like and so I've, not social media stalked them all, but I've had all of these, I've seen it all. And so to show up and actually get to see them all in person and meet the podcasters and shake hands with them and have that one-on-one, like the human connection, that's a little bit lost in the electronic world. was just
Exactly.
That's
amazing.
true,
And everybody
yeah.
was nicer than I thought they were, and just blew.
And might I add to this? This is her very first interview that she's ever done. She's never been
I
on a
know,
podcast,
yes.
never been on an
I've
interview.
had interviews, no podcast.
This is the first one.
Welcome.
Before podcasting was.
And I think the cool thing was that after this all went down, we got in touch with Craig Gass, and Craig Gass and her were actually chatting back and forth about going to the show in Omaha.
Yeah.
Like, how crazy is that? The guy that hung out with Eddie Van Halen, he lived in Eddie's house. You're chatting with. It's really cool.
I mean, let's talk about that. You guys showed up, and literally within minutes, we had dragged you into an interview. You got to talk to one of the most legendary comedians ever, Craig Gass. I mean, how was that?
I was nervous as hell because I kind of knew of who he was, and I'd heard those stories before.
Yeah.
And I'm putting it all together. And then when he does the voices, you're almost like, if you close your eyes, if you close your eyes, it may as well be that Gene Simmons or Paul Stanley.
Right.
And then all I could think about was, don't say anything stupid, try and be somewhat funny, and don't be an idiot. That was what I was thinking.
And I mean, shout out to you, Carrie. You were the one that made us all look beautiful on camera. So thank you very much for that.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, they weren't too caffeinated yet, so it wasn't too shocking.
Why are you so jittery?
That is awesome. But yeah, definitely a highlight. And I'm not just saying it because you guys are sitting here, but I mean, Sam, I remember telling you about my history and how I got into Midnight Devils, and to see you guys in the flesh, it's like you guys really are larger than life beings. It was so cool to see you. It really was.
Absolutely. They're frozen.
Oh no.
We're still running live though. It still goes, but they're just frozen. Oh, they're frozen in time.
Oh man.
No. They'll unfreeze in a minute. They'll come back in.
That's what happens. It ain't a podcast if something doesn't slightly
That's right.
go on.
It's what happens. They'll be back.
Oh boy.
They'll be back. What happened? Here they are.
Oh.
Still a little frozen. It's okay.
Oh no.
Oh. I have found they're there, but I can't hear them. Hello?
Oh,
we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Can you hear us? Nothing? Oh my.
No.
Do you want to go out and then come back in?
Hang on.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. They come back in. There you go. This is something. If something doesn't go wrong, it ain't a show. It ain't rock and roll.
It
so
is.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay,
Very
we're back.
true.
We're back.
There you go. So I don't know how much of that you guys heard, but I was just saying about Sam, when you and I started podcasting, and I told you about how I got into the Midnight Devils, and here you are in the flesh. It's like you really are and your boys and Carrie, you guys really are larger than life beings. So it was really cool to see you guys in person.
Hey, thank you very much. And it was like it was such an honor to be there in makeup and representing the band and representing Sniper and Jimmy. And I know they wanted to be there, and next year they for surely will. And it was everything I was hoping it would be, and then some.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah. And next year we'll make sure that we get in there early enough to have you guys registered as an official artist so that you get more interviews. That way you'll get your own table and all that stuff. It'll be fun. We'll make sure it happens.
Very exciting.
All right. Well, moving on. So in a couple of weeks, very, very shortly from now, you guys are flying out to Australia. This is your first time there. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Be really excited.
Yeah, we are super excited. And it's been going into what was the European tour, which was our first jaunt out of the country. I really talked to Carrie a lot, and she really helped me a lot through going through it and putting it together. And we worked for a long time leading up, getting everything together, and I think that kind of set the tone for going into Australia, where we feel more prepared. We feel kind of like we know what we're doing, and like we're ready for this adventure, for this this mountain. We can climb this mountain. We did Europe. We can climb Australia, and it's for us to be invited by Alex Kane, you know, legendary guitar player, Life, Sex, and Death. You played with Enough's Enough. For us to be invited by Alex himself is a huge honor, and then to be opening and supporting Donnie V is just another thing that is like dreams come true. And I tell everybody this, that when we were recording Highway 69, the single, at Chip's house, I'm sitting there doing the vocals and I'm nervous as hell, and there's a knock on the door. He's like, hold on, bro. Hold on, I gotta go get this. And he walks up to the door, and it's Donnie, you know, and Donnie walks in. He's like, brother, what's up? Come on in here. Listen to these tracks I'm doing for the Midnight Devils. And so Donnie involuntarily was part of this record and part of that single, Highway 69. So it's like coming first full circle.
Yeah. No, that's really cool how things can happen that way. That is so awesome. And, you know, that single, I mean, you guys pressed that into a vinyl too. I mean, that's
Yes.
the first.
It's, yeah, I think we got one right down there. It doesn't matter. I'm so proud of this vinyl, and really, like, it was the moment that we got these in the mail and that we opened up the boxes, and I'm like, this is a real thing now. Like, this is really how our heroes did it. How Kiss and Van Halen and the Ramones, they had their songs on vinyl, and now it's officially like here and ready to roll.
That's exciting.
Oh, sweet. I loved it. I love it. Ooh, I love it.
Shout out to
artwork.
Libby. I mean, she's an amazing artist.
She really
done, oh my gosh.
She does a
unbelievable.
great job.
Look at that, eh?
Oh, nice.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Now,
so
how
it
much is
turned
the
out so
gold
good,
for?
and it's just almost the tip of the iceberg. And now it's like I feel almost anything we can think of, we can kind of create and do ourselves.
That's right.
Absolutely. Now, let's say those are sold out. Are you going to press any more?
None of those. Those are limited to 300, and that's it. Once they're gone, they're gone. And it's really that's what makes it exciting. That's what makes it cool, and makes it not monetarily valuable, but sentimentally valuable.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Sentimentally valuable. I think that's right.
Sentimentally. Yeah, that
That
sounds
is
right.
I've had a lot of requests for both albums to be on vinyl, though. Or
Yeah.
the
They
third
should
album,
be.
Wow.
They
What's
should
the
be. I
what's
don't
the
know.
going price for it?
It goes for 35, I believe.
Okay.
$35, and it's really cool because we wanted to do something different in true Midnight Devils fashion. It had to be highly artistic and highly annoying and whatever.
Extra.
And so I want a neon pink vinyl. And the guy's like,
I love that.
What you should do is etch your faces on the vinyl on the backside of the single. So not only is it you pull it out and it's like there's Highway 69 and Working for the Weekend on one side, you flip it over and all three of our faces are etched on the back of the vinyl, and it looks so good.
Oh, that's cool.
That is
That's
awesome.
really cool.
Lisa, I'm going to turn it over to you. Maybe you got a question for those pretty little devils over there.
Wow. Yeah. So when you're on tour, what is like the most craziest thing that has ever happened to you? Or like if you have a story to share.
I got a million. I got millions of stories to go through. I could talk for hours about the crazy. In true Midnight Devils fashion, every time we get in our bus, the ridiculousness begins. It's like the stopwatch, you know. How ridiculous can we make this? What story is going to happen? And I swear that we don't do it on purpose, but every night that we're on tour, something happens. But
Something just happened.
since it's your first interview, I'll turn it over to you. I think I might already know what story you're
Oh,
gonna tell.
this is going to be good.
It's going to be good.
Let's hear
Shoot.
Am I allowed to tell?
Well, yeah, just keep the band names out, and the names have been changed to protect the
Needs to be
innocence.
changed.
Okay. All
You see what I
right.
did there?
Yeah.
See what I did? Go ahead. Just
Oh.
leave out any pertinent details. But you joined the band in Florida.
I did.
Oh,
So I
she's
flew
already
down.
lost her shit.
I flew down to Florida. I'm like, am I allowed to say this out loud?
Just kind of, you know.
I had flown from Nebraska. I drove so I could drop my children off with their grandparents, and then I flew to meet them in Florida and drove up with them and caught Florida, Georgia, and Jacksonville, and the band they were touring with. We met up. They had a great show. During the show, I had heard about the chaos that had happened leading up to the time that I joined into the tour, so I kind of knew where things were at currently. and the night just got wild. He got a little.
You can say there was
rock stars got a little.
There was a lot of Jack Daniels.
A lot of Jack Daniels involved.
There was a lot of Jägermeister in the South, and things got heated and ugly, and it was brilliant.
It was the moment that the lady I was doing the merge table with. So afterwards, we're doing the merge table, and the other lead singer comes over to do his meet and greets. Oh. 5 sheets to the wind, you know, he's feeling pretty good. And I'm not paying that much attention. He's buzzed up, whatever. And she looks at me and she goes, "Does he have a handler? Because he needs to get off the floor." And I looked at him and I was like, "Oh, she's right." And I was like, "Oh my God, there is no handler. Like, who's a handler? Like, is he supposed to have a handler? I don't know." I was like, "All right, I got this." And so I pretty much carried a grown man down the back stairs to the green room.
Oh,
so I was like, "Let's go." And I grabbed him up and was like, "Here, it's time for you to, we gotta get you out of here."
Makeup dripping off
First
his
night,
face.
you know.
That was great.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh!
First night, I'm like, "Welcome to the tour." It's welcome to the tour.
I'm like, "Where is everybody else? Where's nobody else is here? Okay, I got this. It'll be fine."
Okay. How about Carrie? How many times did Sam have to drop his pants and show his Kiss tattoo?
I don't do it as much. It's only the people that know that request it. Yeah.
But it's, you know, a time and a place.
And it's really what it is. And until we meet hardcore Kiss fans, that's really when it comes out to shine. So
I'm only asking because you dropped them on the spot in front of Craig Gass. So I thought that was fucking hilarious.
I do it every time.
And if you've watched any of the Midnight Devils, there's usually an end of tour prank per se. I guess I don't know if it's called a prank, but and often they've been in, I don't know, pink zebra striped Speedos. They've been in, you know, there is no nudity really isn't an issue. Showing skin is not a problem for the Devils.
When you're around each other for so much time. Even the biggest hotel room with 3 Midnight Devils in it seems like it's the smallest shack.
All right. So for anyone that's watching right now, you are free to make a comment or ask a question. We only ask that you put your name next to your comment if you're tuned in through Facebook. Facebook and StreamYard do not get along, guys. So just make sure you put your name next to your question.
Your mom loves the stories.
Oh yeah, my mom is one of our biggest supporters here.
That's awesome.
She wants to hear about the chaos of being on the road with the Midnight Devils.
There you go.
I'm telling you, it is like clockwork. As soon as we leave, as soon as we get on that bus, it doesn't even have to be out of the state. But as soon as we get on the bus and we all 3 get together, it's like the Captain Planet, you know, like our rings combined, and then something happens.
Oh my!
Every venue above 2-2 has to have a little bit of an adjustment period when we get there to kind of figure out. They're always like, "What is exactly going on here? We're not sure."
Oh my gosh! So that tour, you said you're flying out in a couple of weeks for that. When does the tour actually start? And
the tour begins on
info?
Tour July 29th is when we kick off. The first show is at the Bridge Hotel in Sydney, Australia. So we fly out on the 25th.
Wait, July 29th or?
No, sorry, June. Excuse me, June 29th.
Okay.
So in 2 weeks we leave. 12 days almost. But we leave on the 25th of June. The first show is June 29th at the Bridge Hotel in Sydney. And then we're on tour for, I believe, 10 days or something about that, all across the country, all across the continent. 10 shows,
awesome.
something like that. And we come back for about 3 or 4 days, and then we kick off a U.S. headlining tour.
Oh, my God.
We'd already had the tour lined up, and we had booked the tour before we got the Australia offer. So we had booked the tour.
Yeah, you guys are hardcore. I don't know how you're going to be able to pull that off, but that's amazing. Good for you.
They're very busy from now till the end of the year, so it'll be
no kidding.
A lot.
Wow.
2 jobs back to the UK.
And it's almost like I feel like it's the challenge of doing it. Can we do it? Can we be on tour for a month? Can we do this without killing each other? Ride that wave of momentum coming out of Australia and parlay it into the United States without the whole thing self-destructing. So it's almost like a challenge, I feel. It's terrible to say that. It's a challenge, I feel. Can we do this? Can we push ourselves to be one of the most hardworking bands in rock and roll?
Yeah, and I mean, the level of dedication that you guys have, and Sam, we've had lengthy conversations about this, you know, when the pandemic hit and you guys weren't really sure what direction you're going to go in. I forget who it was that told you this, but staying connected with the fans is what you guys did to, you know, to keep things going. And I think you did an amazing job. And, you know, your level of dedication that you have, you and Sniper and Jimmy, to this whole thing and making this the biggest act in the world, really. You guys are heading there, and you guys are doing an amazing job. So congratulations.
Thank you very much. And weird enough, to tie this all into a big circle, the guy that gave me that advice at the time was managing Donnie V. Weird enough, it was his manager.
Wow.
And we had got hooked up with him, and he's like, I'll manage you guys. And nothing really happened with him, but he was somebody I could call during that dark period that was the kind of the COVID year. And he gave me all this great advice, and I could just kind of talk to him and bounce ideas, and he really pushed me in that direction of not getting down and just keep working, keep going. This will end soon. Keep going.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And that's I think that's what kind of prompted you. You got in touch with Montco Radio during that time.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we all kind of got connected. Was that was really cool.
It's
Amazing
the COVID connection.
The COVID.
The COVID.
I like
awesome.
that.
Something positive had to come out of it.
All right, so guys, check out Sam and Midnight Devils, midnightdevils.com. All the information is there about the tour, the merch. You can check them out on social media, Facebook, YouTube, and where else?
Instagram.
It's
TikTok,
like
right?
Google Play, Amazon, anything
So-
like that.
We have a
Awesome.
TikTok. It's not officially been. There's nothing posted there yet.
Gotcha.
I've started one, so we'll see if we
She
can get it up
started
and
a
running.
TikTok.
There you go. Hey.
Awesome.
If you look at it, there's nothing.
Now, going back to Rock and Pod here for a second. Now, you guys did something over the weekend that has been on my bucket list for years. I got to tell you, I'm kind of jealous. Graceland. Tell us about how awesome it was.
Go ahead.
That was
I've been there
amazing.
before.
Yeah, and it was my first time. It was just very awestruck, humbling, very, very cool to see how well preserved it is, the story that they have set up, the way that they have it. I mean, you can see everything. You can see the jet, the private jet, the small one, the big one.
His
You get to walk
outfits.
in. Yeah, an entire
Wow.
room from floor to ceiling of just every outfit he made. That I believe his mom made most of them, they said. So she actually handmade most of his outfits.
That's
and
really
then the garden where they're all buried is definitely a very
Oh,
Solemn place.
solemn
yeah.
place. But even Lisa was already there, her tomb, and I wasn't sure. I know it was more recent that she passed, but they already had her there as well. So it was
right.
I got one
very, very cool to see the family.
one great story of Rock and Pod. I love Graceland. I thought it was the greatest thing ever. And to take you there to see it, it's kind of I don't know how would you say it? It's for us as rock and rollers, it's going to Jerusalem or going to Israel. You know, it's for us to see that stuff is really just mind blowing. It really is. And it's where it started.
Yeah.
Leading up into that point, at the end of the night, I don't know if you guys went or not to the Ron Keel Fest.
I think I know what story you're
Yeah,
gonna tell.
I gotta tell the story. I tell it every time, and I think it's beautiful. I even got it. I got some of it into the song lyrics for what is going to be the third Midnight Devils record. Right?
Oh, boy.
It's such a good story.
Oh, okay.
So we went out to see the Fifth, and
Love the fifth.
love the Fifth. Great guys, Roy, so nice, and we watch them. We're up front. Yeah, this is so awesome. And their tech comes out from backstage. And I go, hey, can we go back and see the guys? I want to tell them hey, and you know, just kind of mess with them. And we walk back there, and Ron Keel with his band is all standing in the hallway, like they're lined up,
About to go on stage.
about to go
You're
on
ready.
stage. And I walk back, and Carrie's following behind me, and he go, Ron Keel, and I didn't even think of it because I hadn't met him yet, right? I talked to him before. He's called me on the phone. I hadn't met him, and he looks at me and goes, Midnight Devils, right? I go, oh, cool, Ron Keel, awesome, man.
Oh,
Ron knows
no.
who the Midnight Devils are. And he goes, what are you doing back here? I go, oh, we're coming to see the Fifth. Our boys in the Fifth, your boys, they're on your label. He goes, yeah, this isn't a meet and greet. Get the hell out of here. And I was like,
Yeah.
What?
Oh, no.
What?
Oh my God.
He said,
Wow.
There's a time and place or something. I think he said.
Oh.
so we went from being kind of starstruck to be like, man, this guy is a jerk. And he just
Oh,
threw
wow.
us. He just threw us out of the dressing room like nothing. We just stood there and we're like, okay, we should probably just go now.
Yeah,
Did we just get thrown out of the dressing room by Ron Keel?
Oh my God.
And we just left.
Wow.
So I'll tell that story. No offense to Ron Keel. I've heard, stories that he can be difficult, and it was his show and his backstage room. So
I mean, look, that honestly, that shocked me because I've had positive interactions with him every time.
Just
He even
don't
gave me a
interrupt
hug,
him.
gave me a kiss on the cheek and said, "You're very welcome, sweetheart," or whatever the hell he said. But he's always been nice. So hearing that kind of really shocks me.
can I do a Mistress Business exclusive?
Oh, yes.
Asterisk.
Yes, indeed. Let's do it.
Asterisk. I'm calling out Ron Keel right now. I would like to call out Mr. Ron Keel for a phone interview or a video interview, and we can rectify the situation that he has the Midnight Devils, the Ron Keel band. There's no bad blood, but we got to get this out in the open, and we got to figure out what's going on.
He's
So
going to say even you don't like people in your bus while you're trying to get ready for a show.
True. But the way he did it.
Very true. It was, it was definitely a unique experience.
I'm calling out Ron Keel right now. Mistress Business exclusive. I hope you hear this, Ron. We got unfinished business to attend to.
Oh my God.
Unfinished business on Mistress Business.
It's like a Wild West shootout.
Interviewing duel.
Just singers going at it.
Oh my God. That is... There you go. Mistress Business exclusive. If anybody is watching this, please get this video to Ron Keel.
Get Ron Keel on the phone. You know, the funny thing is that I'd talked to him prior, right? So I'd been kind of hooked up with him with his radio show. He would call me up and he'd be like, "Hey, what's going on? This is Ron Keel." I'm like, "Oh, cool." He's like, "What are you up to?" I'm like, "Nothing, just sitting around my house." He's like, "You're live on the radio right now, so we're going to do an interview." I'm like, "Wait, we're live right now?" He's like, "Yeah, the tape's rolling. Let's go." I'm like, Ron.
He's a busy man.
I like it. I like his style. It's good. You're just on. The red light's on. As soon as you pick up the phone, it's go time.
Yeah, you're right.
That's
All right,
cool.
so we are running out of time. I know you guys are have full schedules tonight, so we'll get you on your way here shortly. Okay, so we plugged your socials, we plugged the website. Everything can be found on midnightdevils.com. Am I right?
Yes, and we have a ton of merch up there, really cool stuff that we are very proud of. And Carrie has helped me so much to kind of streamline this merch and make it incredible. Make it so it's clothes and stuff that people want to wear. And I'm very proud of where this merch is. And everything that's purchased goes to funding the tour, putting gas in the tank, plane tickets, the whole thing. So it's definitely going to a great place and a great cause.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Very cool. Yes.
Now, is there anything final from either of you? Anyone that you want to say hi to, shout outs you want to give, anything that's on your mind?
I do. Sniper and Jimmy, of course, if they're watching. I know we just hung out with Sniper a few minutes ago, so
We just dropped him out.
Oh,
it was cool. Yeah, but those guys really are like the dudes, and they're my best friends, and we're one of those bands where we are best friends. First of all, we're brothers, we're best friends, and we've traveled the world together, and I foresee that love kind of is what drives this band. We're all weirdos, but for some reason the four of us make it work.
They're like brothers. They become
Absolutely. And hey, Carrie, congratulations! Your first ever podcast interview.
Thank you.
It's so
I'm so
exciting.
glad that it was with you.
Fantastic.
If I could have picked,
Oh, we
this was
love
the first
you
one.
so
I'm very glad
much.
that it got to be with you first.
I asked if she was nervous, and she's like, "No, why would I be nervous?" I was like, "Come on, it's your first interview."
I've done a lot of interview type stuff and no podcasting. It's been a lot of years.
Do you know how you're gonna talk? Don't say too much. Don't do it.
My mom was doing the rhetoric, so I'm pretty good at that. Thank you.
Hell, remember in Nashville how nervous I was for Eddie, and you both were patting me on the shoulder afterwards. I couldn't believe that. Like, I literally, this was somebody that, through the music helped me through very difficult times. So meeting them in person, that was nuts.
It was surreal. It still
I
is
was
surreal.
so
To see the pictures
nervous.
is surreal.
Twisted Sister was the band that that gave everybody the middle finger. Said, we're a rock band. We're gonna dress how we want. And it resonated with everybody, with us, and it gave us that courage, man. So to meet the guys that made that happen,
wow, super wow,
really
right?
Surreal.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right, my beautiful people, we're going to let you go here. Thank you so much for joining us and making the time. I mean, I know you guys have very full schedules in the next little while. So, I mean, this is great. I mean, and I'm glad we finally got to meet in person as well.
Absolutely. That was amazing. That was the best part. Yes.
I think we chatted right before we did the European tour. So let's just keep this as a tradition. I love it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. You got it. All right.
You guys come back from Australia. We'll do like a little one-off, and then you guys can.
Perfect.
Yeah, we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. All right.
We have to know before you go, Coke or Pepsi.
Oh no.
We have
you're
to
really
know.
Gonna do this. You're really gonna do this.
I have to know.
Okay.
I'm a Pepsi person.
Yes. No.
All
Neither. I don't drink.
If you had to choose one.
Coke.
Thank you. Yes.
We both win tonight. Woo!
The only correct answer is Coke. What did Tori say earlier? If it doesn't taste radioactive going down your throat, then I don't want to fucking drink it.
That's right. That's what she said.
Oh my gosh, that was awesome. All right, well, thank you guys so much. We love you. Oh, we got one more comment here. Have a great night. Amy says, have a great night. Mom says, awesome. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and showing your support for us. And, of course, the Midnight Devils.
Watch this.
They've always been there for us, so we're going to do everything we can to help them. We absolutely love you guys.
And they're always welcome to come back on Front Row Promotions and Mistress Business.
We got something for you. We got something for you before we leave. Ready?
Uh-oh.
I love it.
Oh, you guys are awesome.
Mwah.
All right, so Lisa's going to go offline. Just stay on for just a minute or so, if you don't mind. Is that cool?
Okay.
All right.
All right. This will be short and sweet. Thank you all for coming to Mistress Business. And thank you all. Thanks to our guests. Thank you so much for coming, and you're welcome back all the time, anytime, 24/7. You got it. All right. So hang tight, and thank you all for watching Mistress Business.